Yeah, he needs some medicine. He's coughing again.
Yeah, I'm going to try to give him medicine and some food.
Okay, well, I'm live on YouTube.
All right, let me grab him.
I'm going to go live on TikTok too all at the same time. Share all the wonderful news.
Set your phone up a little bit and it won't be like looking up at you. You want something to sit him on?
No, I'm good. Yeah. How many of you saw that? Yeah. That's a Hollywood movie setup right there. It's a photo op, people. Yeah, you all remember that? Staged. These people buy their way in. They buy their way in. Well, hello. Thank you all for joining. I wanted to share. I'm going to go live here on TikTok, see if I can share some more. I want to get me some more phones, and then I could share on everywhere. Let's see. Go live. It's Friday night. Me and Robin are just chilling. We got our books. I wanted to share with everybody that we got our books. It's been really nice here in Bullhead City. It's been really, really nice. I had my hat on backwards because I went for a little motorbike ride, so my hat wouldn't blow off. Well, good morning, sister. Good morning, family.
It's not morning.
Yeah, it's not morning. What am I saying? That's because I took an old man nap, and Mary Maxwell messaged me and said, your books are at the post office. And I was like, way cool. Okay. So you people that have got a pendant in the last few days, I've been holding out. I didn't want to mail you your pendant and not mail you a book because I mentioned on Awakened Stories with the beautiful Sue Greenwald the other day that I was getting 35 copies. And if you got a pendant, you're going to get a free book. So it's going to take a little longer. I'm going to go to the post office tomorrow, mail them all out. We got them, people. Huge, huge, huge achievement right here in their face. Right in their face, right in the cabal's face. And who do I say by the cabal? The presidents of the United States and the people below them are cabal. Straight up. How do I know this? Because my father was the president of the United States. My father was assassinated. What are in the files that won't be released? What are in those real files that won't be released? How about the unalivement of my mother, our former first lady? How about the unalivement of my sister, one of my sisters anyway? And how about the unalivement of my aunts, uncles, cousins? They did this publicly, people. Everybody knows what happened to those two, my father and my uncle. Everybody knows what happened to them. They made it world. They made it public. They hid all the rest. They covered me up. They didn't want me sharing what I'm sharing to you all. It should be the biggest story of the century. But what are we having to do? What are we having to do? We're having to make our own stories right here. Last year, huge achievement, stolen identity right here. If you've got this, please leave a review on Amazon. Thank you so much. We're doing a twofer right now. We are doing a twofer. We are on TikTok live and we are on YouTube channel. Please share. Please, please, please. So anyway, I was so excited. I got 35 more copies of this. I sent some out last week. Well, I waited 4 days. These took 4 days longer to get here. And so I've got quite a few to give away. Quite a few. And Mojo and Lanny, I had a box for Lanny and a box for Mojo. And I didn't want to mail it and not mail the new book. So bless you, Lions, with all my heart and soul. I thank you so very much. I really, really do. You're awesome. You are going to make this, it's pretty bad when our Senate and our Congress and our government is so corrupt. They get away with what they did to me. That's right. Max Quigley. They gave me the name David Keith Quigley. Why? It's child trafficking, kidnapping, extortion. Yeah, but who is responsible for all that? Who is? Max Quigley, a wonderful forger. I always thought Max Quigley, if you've ever seen the movie Catch Me If You Can, the false flags they throw out there, the spin they throw out there, you get 64 years old like me, you learn what most people don't. And I'm sharing what I've learned in those 64 years at the top with my family and everything being unalived, the crimes, all the attempts on my life and every other thing. And I'm hoping people will get it and listen and share. It's huge. So yeah, my birth certificate's a fake. It's a forgery. I'm living my life as a lie as David Quigley. I can't do nothing about it because who did it? Our very own Secret Service. Forgery is huge. Who's in charge of forgery? Who's in charge of child trafficking, kidnapping? So you got our Secret Service, you got our FBI, and then you get deeper into our CIA. But yes, you get forgers. So what they did was they put me with a family, a criminal family, secret family. These people are, if they talk, they will be unalived. Straight up. They don't talk because they'll be unalived. Would you talk if somebody said, we'll be at your house the minute you say something and we'll take your children away from you and every other thing and it's not going to be pretty? No. Just like why I didn't come out all those years. Because the man that stole my identity, the organized crime was so huge and so powerful. They put him in place to launder literally billions of dollars. Straight up. It's still going on to this very day. Billions with a B. And they got away with it. They're getting away with it. So what are we doing? Book. New book. Hopefully more books. Hopefully more shares. You Lions are awesome. I don't know about the Quigleys. I don't talk to the Quigleys. When my son passed away a few months back, I had Robin call because I didn't want to talk to him. They're in their 80s now. And I really don't know. I mean, how long can you live? I did get a few years ago, I got some mail from them, and the photos I got were all photoshopped. But you got to remember who we're dealing with, people. We're dealing with the best of the best of the best at false flags. Our Secret Service, the best of the best. Our FBI, the best of the best. And guess what? I've been to the FBI many a times, and you know what? We can't talk to you. Go away. They can't talk to the son of an assassinated president. Why? Why can't they talk to me? Because there is so much. And, this goes back to me as a child when they gave me that fake birth certificate. Forgery is a huge crime. But Max Quigley was a realtor. Dorothy Quigley was a realtor. How much forgery really went on? Okay, so you had my Aunt Opal May Edwards. She said, I left you so much money, you'll never have to work again. She said, if you ever have any children, they will never have to work again. I want to take care of you. And then she says, there's some funny business going on here. Please remember my name. My name is Opal May Edwards. I never saw her again. What can you do with all that money when you are a forger? What can you do with property real estate. Did you know it is so easy? It's easier than robbing a bank. If you go into a bank, you're risking your life. You're risking your life for probably $5,000 if you're a bank robber. That's what you're risking. But if you unalive someone and you steal somebody's property, how much are these homes worth, people? Millions? And all it takes is a forged signature and a fake stamp, and you submit it. Just like my life. Just like my life. I had a fake birth certificate. I went to the Social Security office, escorted by Max and Dorothy Quigley, stood in a line as a child, and they said he needs a Social Security number. He might get a job someday as a young teenager. He needs a number. So with that fake birth certificate, I got a number. Now I'm David Quigley because now I could get a driver's license. Now I have a driver's license. But I don't have a real birth certificate. It was faked to get my fake birth certificate, my fake driver's license. And false flags, people. You all see the fake John Kennedy Jr.'s out there. You all see them. You got the West Coast Wizard. That's a false flag. You got the Trump organization with the help of David Straight putting the fake John Kennedy that doesn't even exist on Mount Rushmore, and it's making the news. You got the Q movement. Why? Why did you have the Q movement in the first place? Because my name is David Keith Quigley. It's a fake name. Quigley. Big Q. Fake. False flags. So I'm sitting here years ago saying I'm John Kennedy Jr., living in poverty. And it's funny because I used to walk with my wagon and stuff to the food banks and the grocery stores. I just went to the grocery store, and there was a man standing outside the grocery store. He says, "Hey man, can I get a buck? I really need a buck." Right? So I looked in my wallet and I had $1, and I said, "Here you go." And I gave him $1, and on the way out, he was gone. He probably used the $1 to catch the bus. But I was like, for old time's sakes, I'm going to look in all these machines. He was standing right there by the machines. If he was really that hungry like I was a few years ago, he would have searched those machines in the change return. So I pulled out 51 cents right where he was standing. He wasn't hungry enough to turn around and stick his finger in there like I was. So I gave him $1. Actually, I gave him 49 cents because I just found 51 cents right where he was standing. I don't know where I was going with that story. Hustle, man. I was just thinking of you, brother. We got to hook up. Yeah, I can't wait. I've got a lot going on, but we got to hook up and right on. Yeah, I was just thinking of that a few minutes ago before I came on. I was like, yeah, cool. But anyway, what am I exposing? I'm exposing the biggest crime ring of the century. Just remember this. You've seen it. You all seen it. That was paid for. That was paid for. That was part of the billionaires that have their little clique that have free advertisement for doing something like that. Free advertisement. And I don't know. Now, why did they do that? What did I do? Appeal. Look at this shit, man. What did I say? What did I do? The truth hurts. I'm submitting my appeal because I didn't do a fucking thing. They took my account down, 45,000 followers for the same thing, just like that. What did I do? Nothing. You know what I did? Nothing. But it's because who I am. John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. wrote a book, Stolen Identity. What did I just do to get banned? I'm sharing them. I ain't stopping. I ain't surrendering. to their media, to their bullshit. Ain't going to happen. Just take me down. Take the truth down, people. Are you awake? Are you a freaking wake to what they're doing? I was just removed from TikTok for a video for absolutely no reason except freedom of speech, sharing the truth. I am the son of an assassinated president, and criminals are running the show now because the same criminals year after year after year after year are bleeding us dry, are putting us in home. You know, you go to the store and you get hit up for $1. Why? Who's responsible? Our government is responsible. It's a crime to be homeless. It is a crime to be homeless just about everywhere. Right here in Bullhead City, Arizona, you feed the homeless. You go to the park and you bring them sandwiches, you will go to freaking jail. Right here in Bullhead City for trying to help a human being. And why do they say you can't? Why do they say you can't? Because you might be contaminating the food. They might get sick. They'd rather have them eat out of a goddamn garbage can instead of you bringing them a tuna fish sandwich. I don't sugarcoat shit, people, but who's really to blame for this? The government that's been sucking us dry, that's been allowing people to be homeless, and they make it a crime. They make it a crime. And it pisses me the frick off because we need to hold our government accountable because all this money we're spending, sending billions overseas for everything else, for wars and bombs and you name it. And then we're spending millions and millions on things like, see if we can hear an echo from a duck fart. And why aren't we doing nothing? We're doing something. We're waking them up. Let's get this to the Senate. Let's get this to the Congress. Let's get this to everybody that cares about America because they don't want it. They don't want it out. They don't want my story out. So anyway, I get fired up and pissed off because they just took me off of TikTok for absolutely no freaking reason. Appeal under review. And what was I talking about when they took me off? I was talking about Donald Trump. I didn't even want to mention his name because TikTok, you mention Donald Trump or the Clintons or anybody like that that's in power, they'll take you off. This, if you cannot see that was staged, our Secret Service and their false flags would have never allowed that to happen ever in a million years. When I was a kid at the White House, I was 3 years old, but I'll never forget it. If we got back from somewhere, we had to go through the side door of the White House. And what was at the side door of the White House? It was a great big long table. They had freaking scanners. They had devices. And the guy was telling me what he was doing, and I was 3 freaking years old. Well, I wasn't quite 3 yet. And what were they doing? If Jackie or my father had a gift, they had to set it on the freaking table. If they were holding a gift, they couldn't bring it in the White House. They had to set it on the table. Then it was looked at. Then it was x-rayed. Then it was looked for listening devices, tracking devices. They x-rayed it. They put it under the freaking microscope. You know why they put it under the freaking microscope? You can get a little bitty freaking razor blade. You can't see it unless it's with a microscope. And you can put poison on that little razor blade. Like this. Metal is a good thing. If you looked at this right here, this smooth edge with a microscope, they have the technology to make little razor blades that you cannot see on that. So when you go like this, you're dead. That's the technology our government has and other governments have to unalive people. I've seen it. I really have. I'm sharing what I've known, what I've seen. And hello, Maggie, Margie, Donna. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it so very, very, very much. I do. All the wonderful comments. why I came on here, first place, I got a website, The Real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. I'm selling some wonderful pendants to help support the cause and getting the story out, buying more books. The beautiful Mary Maxwell helped me write this. She bought 100 copies of this. They're all in color. This is a limited supply because it was so expensive. Those 100 copies cost her $1,100 without shipping. She sent me a total of 50 of these. They're all signed by her, and I just got done signing some myself. But I'm selling some pendants that were donated to me by Source Directives and the King. They're wonderful dog tags. I'm gonna get up here. I forgot I'm not on TikTok no more. Beautiful, beautiful pendants. And I told people if they purchased one, they would get an autographed copy of this book. And I waited 4 days. So you people that actually got a pendant, now you're getting your book. It might take a few days later because, if you ordered it 3 or 4 days ago, you're getting it now, though, with a book in it. And it is so appreciated. I hope you share the book. I hope you make a video with the book. They're going to be these books will be on Barnes and Nobles and Amazon in the future. They're going to be 1963. Why that amount? Why did Mary Maxwell, the beautiful Mary Maxwell, come up with 1963? That's when my father was assassinated, 1963. That's when I did the famous salute, 1963. Beautiful Sue Greenwald, I love her. But she was like, 63, that was a good year. And I was thinking, sorry, Sue, that wasn't a good year. That was the start of a nightmare for me. But yeah, hopefully that 1963 will spark some shares and some prayers. But if you happen to get this book, please make a video. Please search this right here, The Historian's Tale, The Amazing Return of President Kennedy's Son. When you type in your search engines, John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., you see my stepbrother. You see the man that stole my identity. I was kidnapped. I was taken out of the spotlight. Organized crime put him in. Why? Because he'd already unalived someone and they had him by the nuts. That's how our organized crime works within our government. So they figured now we got him by the nuts. We're going to have him launder billions of dollars for us. That's the cabal. That is the cabal, straight the frick up, no sugarcoating it. I'm sharing it. How they work. A lot of people aren't awake. I'm hoping to wake everybody up to what I'm sharing. Yeah, Dizzy, thank you. And I don't know if you've gotten your book yet, but you got one of the very first copies. I hope you get it soon because we appreciate you so very much for what you do. Really, really. Yeah. So another huge achievement right here. They don't want one person to know. They don't want one person to read this book. Not one. They don't want one person to know that, hey, John Kennedy Jr. was kidnapped and replaced by our very own government. They don't want people to know my story. So they give us hell all the time. They give us hell all the time. And thank you for the kind words. That is The Real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. If you're new, you can figure out the story. Oh, well, thank you for the kind words, Mary. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all so very much. I got a lot of work to do. It's Friday night. Robin said, "Are we going to have a date night?" And I said, "No, we never have a date night on Fridays. We got work to do because I got to mail a dozen of these out, and I probably got to go get some envelopes to do it." Once again, Thank you all so very much for making this happen. It is so appreciated. I got a letter, and this message is for Mojo, because I talked to Mojo the other day, and I know it's a private conversation that me and her had, but I want to share it, because Mojo said, John, I've been doing your lives, but I don't know if they're really helping. I really don't. And I said, Mojo, don't even give the haters and the negativity a thought. We love you. Me and Robin love you so much for just getting up there and spending the time and sharing the story and getting the truth out. And she was like, well, I don't know if it really helps or not. Well, I got a letter in the mail today, just now, with the books. And it said, John, if it was not for Mojo doing a live, I would have never known you existed. I would like a book and a pendant. So, Mojo, ring that gong you got going on. You got somebody that didn't know the story to hear the story, hear the truthful story that the real John F. Kennedy Jr. is alive. And you put a couple dollars in my pocket so I can get some more books, or I can pay for postage and share the story some more. So hit that gong. You are so appreciated, Mojo. You really, really are. And Dizzy, you are so appreciated also. All you lions. All you lions. I see my sweetheart Robin. And we get a lot of flack. False flags, people. Like I said earlier in my video, false flags are huge. They will put things out there. This person said that. That person said this. The main thing is unite. Let's get the truth out. Love each other. If somebody does something for you, hey, people are people, but just don't. I mean, I know Robin. Somebody says something bad to Robin, she just goes off with the F-bombs and all this. But I love her to death, and I appreciate that in her. But we all got to unite. They want to divide us. I saw a video when I first started sharing, and it said, our CIA will try to divide. They will try to get fights going. They will mess with emails. They will mess with messaging. That's what they do. False flags. Our CIA can get two countries fighting like nobody's business. They just got to push some buttons, screw with some people. Next thing you know, the bombs are flying, and they didn't have to do nothing except fuck with people. I know that. I know that. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's go, Lions. Let's go. All love. I'm going to end that here. I'm going to see if I got taken down. I got pissed off because they took me off of TikTok and for sharing the truth. Thanks for going live. I had 84 viewers and one new follower before they took me off for no reason, except holding my fist up like that, saying, never would have happened. Never in a million years would our Secret Service. I hope I'm going fishing soon. I really, really do. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Susan. Thank all you lions. You have a beautiful Friday night. And maybe if I can get my work done, me and Robin can still have a little date night and just get out of the house and breathe some fresh air. But yeah, peace, you guys. Please share. Don't ever give up. Don't ever surrender. And it's all about love and the future of America and the future of the world without being ruled by evil people. Peace.